Sparrows. You've seen them. You've probably ignored them. And if you've ever eaten outside, one might have given you the look. You know, the one that says, "You gonna finish that?" But these little birds are way more interesting than they get credit for. They've been around humans for thousands of years, hitching a ride on our civilizations. And yet we barely notice them. So today, we're fixing that. Let's talk about why sparrows deserve a little more love, and why they even have their own special day. First things first. What is a sparrow? Well, we're mostly talking about the house sparrow, Passer domesticus, the tiny brown bird with a chunky body and a beak perfectly designed for scavenging. You'll find them everywhere, from bustling cities to quiet farms, from your local cafe patio to probably your own backyard. These little guys are part of the passerine family, also known as perching birds, which makes up over half of all bird species on Earth. Basically, sparrows are like the distant cousin at the family reunion who somehow knows everyone. They're small, usually around 6 inches long, and weigh about as much as 3 grapes. Yeah, 3 grapes. Sparrows have one major superpower: adaptability. They don't need fancy forests or pristine lakes. They thrive where we thrive. They've been living alongside humans for over 10,000 years, sneaking into our barns, stealing crumbs, and, honestly, being kind of nosy. They can eat almost anything. Seeds, grains, insects, even junk food if you leave it unattended. Scientists call them opportunistic feeders, which is a polite way of saying they will snatch a French fry if given the chance. And if you think sparrows are quiet, think again. These birds are constantly chirping, gossiping with their flocks like tiny feathered socialites. In fact, a group of sparrows is called a host, which sounds a little too fancy for a bird that bathes in puddles, but hey, they own it. Sparrows may look cute, but their relationships? Messy. They mate for life. Mostly. But that doesn't mean they're loyal. Researchers have found that up to 15% of sparrow chicks are actually the result of extramarital affairs. Yikes. Turns out even in the bird world, things get a little scandalous. When they do settle down, they're very dedicated parents. They'll build their nests in whatever's available. Tree holes, roofs, even inside traffic lights. They lay about 3 to 5 eggs per clutch and can have multiple broods per year. That means in just a few seasons, one pair can create a whole army of tiny, chirping bread thieves. Now for some not-so-great news. For a bird that's everywhere, you'd think sparrows would be doing fine. But here's the thing. They're actually in decline in some parts of the world. In places like Europe and India, house sparrow populations have dropped by up to 60% over the last few decades. Why? Well, a few reasons. Like loss of green spaces, cities are getting bigger, but gardens and trees? Not so much. Fewer insects are an issue as well. Pesticides and pollution mean less food for baby sparrows. Modern buildings such as sleek glass skyscrapers don't exactly scream great nesting spot. This decline is a big deal because sparrows aren't just cute. They're important. They eat pests, help control insect populations, and, let's be honest, the world would be a lot less lively without their constant background chatter. Okay, so sparrows are struggling, but that's where World Sparrow Day comes in. Celebrated every year on March 20th, this day was created to raise awareness about sparrows and why we should care about them. It started in India in 2010, and now conservation groups around the world use the day to highlight how we can help these little birds thrive. Want to do your part? It's actually pretty simple. Put up a birdhouse. Sparrows love cozy little spots to nest. Plant native plants. More bugs equals more food for baby sparrows. Ditch the pesticides. Because, let's face it, nobody likes a pesticide salad. Leave out food and water. A tiny bird bath and some seeds can make a huge difference. Overall, sparrows might not be flashy, they might not have majestic wingspans, and they might steal your sandwich crumbs, but they matter. They're scrappy little survivors. They're part of our history. And honestly, they're kind of adorable. So next time you see a sparrow hopping around your feet, give it a little nod of respect. Maybe even toss it a crumb. Because let's be real, it's definitely going to take one anyway. Thanks for watching.